Sir, can you throw some light on CSR, because we have been receiving some lot of queries on CSR also.
CSR, of course, I would like to clarify, because it's a new concept and we have to exert a lot for the purpose of introducing this thing. The idea is that our business, our companies, wherever it is incorporated, you must, I don't know whether you've seen it or not, but I have the occasion to visit so many places. I have seen wherever their factory is located, that factory has developed like anything. But in and around that factory, the poor persons, they do not get opportunity to serve their company, or they do not have the facility of education, or roads were not proper to move around. So what we thought that corporate social responsibility concept should be introduced, and they should have the responsibility to invest a portion of their income, that is profit, net profit, that is 2% of the net profit, they have to put use for the purpose of CSR. So that is the first thing, and most important thing, that there are certain basic points have been already introduced. I just mentioned that one. That this is
corporate social responsibility. And it talks about constitution of CSR committee, and some prescribed class of companies has to have CSR committee, and this is a major governance initiative under the Companies Act, new act. And ministry also clarified on issues relating to what will be considered as CSR, because there has been a lot of queries raised on.
If you go through section 135, you will find how that provides that every company during any financial year shall constitute a CSR committee of the board. Achha, what are the basic requirements? That it should have net worth of 500 crores or more, or turnover of 1500 or 1000 crores or more, or net profit of 5 crores or more. These are the basic criteria fixed for a company who is required to put funds on for CSR. Ministry has come out with a circular recently, that is, I think, that has come out in 18 June 2014, where they have clarified that here you read this section once again, every company during any financial year. This any financial year has been modified by this circular, that any financial effort in section 1 of section 135 of the Act and rules, the relevant rules, implies any of the 3 preceding financial years. So it is not that particular financial year where the company is crossing one of the 3 criterion. It has to have the same. I mean, you have to look into previous 2 years also. Suppose in 2013 and 14, if the accounts are closed for 13-14 year, you will have to go through 11-12, 12-13, and then 13-14. So this is the view. The institute has also taken the view that they will have to look into whether the company fulfills any of the 3 criteria during the any of the 3 previous years or not. If that be this case, then the company is bound to provide funds for the CSR.
So in this slide there is a query. They are asking, a foreign company having its project office in India, fulfilling the criteria that you were talking about, is required to comply with CSR provisions. I think the rule says, rule 3.1 says.
It is very clear in that.
It's very clear that foreign companies who has project office in India,
establish a place of business in India,
they have to fulfill who are under this bracket. They have to comply with this obligation. Yes.
But the point is that in many cases this problem has cropped up, because in all cases, companies may not be doing any manufacturing or trading business. So one has to go through all these norms basically, whether it is a turnover in that context, you can treat the fund generated, because most of the these companies will find the fund is coming from outside and they're just using it in the country. So there may not be any turnover as such, but as such there may not be any profit in that way. So in that eventually you have to check up, you have to go through their financial records and balance sheets and other thing to find out whether they are required to establish a CSR committee and accordingly.
Even private companies are required to comply. Once they come in the bracket, they have to comply. They are not exempted.
It talks every company.
Yes.
It doesn't identify. It doesn't mention that every public company or every listed company. It talks about every company. Means whether it's a private company fulfilling any one of the three criterion, or any public company or any other, but one person company.
One person company obviously it will not come in the bracket because once they cross the bracket, they will lose the status of one person.
That's true. That's true.
And even Section 8 companies, they have to comply with this obligation. Section 8 companies who are incorporated for non-profit purposes, they are also have to comply with CSR provisions. So if they come into the bracket.
Now one point is that CSR, these calculations and the thing, generally, I think, to my mind, of course, it has to be done by the company secretaries. So whenever, because it is the appropriate stage that you should understand what is net worth, what is turnover, and what is net profit. When we talk about net worth, if you go through general practice, is that net worth is calculated by subtracting business liabilities from its assets. So whatever assets have been shown, those assets, tangible assets I am referring to, not intangible assets, because losses are generally being shown on the asset sides of the company, if not deducted out of the accumulated profit of the company. So those intangible assets have to be segregated, and those intangible assets will be deducted out of the assets of the total liability, total capital of the company, or say you can say that accumulated profit of the company. So total tangible assets minus total liabilities, including current liabilities, everything, it will be done. And similarly, from the total share capital plus your reserves and reserves created over a period of time minus all these losses also amount to that can be another basis for calculating net worth of the company. But usual practice is to calculate in both ways to find out it reconciles one way or other or not. Turnover, of course, there's no need to mention. It is the turnover of the company is projected in the profit and loss account of the company. You can look into that. Of course, business income, including other incomes also, it is a part of income, just like dividend income, and those things have to be taken into account for the purpose of total profit earned by the company.
Sir, in this slide, we have received a query whether CSR reporting is to be done in mandatorily 2014-15 report mein karna hai. So we have to report. 2014-15 report should comply with CSR disclosures.
Because it has started from 1st April 2014.
Exactly.
So it has to be implemented in respect of all balance sheets prepared after that date. So you'll have to create a reserve for that and spend for the welfare of the society in India.
We will address more CSR queries that we receive eventually. We will go to the other areas because there have been a lot of queries in the other aspects also. Sir, one student is asking, section 96(2) provides for holding of annual general meeting on the day which is not a national holiday. So the term national holiday is not defined anywhere. Can you please explain?
No, this will have to go by negotiable instrument, right? Their national holiday has been defined.
Sir, इसमें I'm substantiating this, substituting. Section 96(2) also provides that national holiday means including central government, which is, as Sir said,
it is already there in the notified list of, I think, in negotiable instrument.
Exactly.
And also, from time to time, central government is declaring certain holiday days as a holiday, national holiday. So, gazetted holiday and national holiday, there's two different aspects. You just keep it in mind. Gazetted holiday, I mean, that need not be national holiday in that way, basically. So that way one has to be.
So the Act says it is notified by the central, as declared as national holiday by the central.